You know, folks, I would like to show you a little bit about card control, and I can specifically do that using probably the leader card in the deck, which would be the Ace of Spades. So let me find the Ace of Spades and show you exactly what I mean by that. Where are you, Ace? There it is. Okay. I'm going to leave the Ace of Spades on the face of the deck, and you can kind of watch the progress of it. I'm going to cut it into the deck so it gets thoroughly lost, okay? You can see it getting lost into the deck. And I'll follow that up by a shuffle. In fact, I'll shuffle them like they do in America, which ensures the cards really are being thoroughly mixed. And if you can see this, folks, which I hope you can, this is a thorough shuffle. Those cards really are being well and truly mixed. Now, to find the Ace of Spades, I'm going to find the Ace of Spades in, say, half the deck. I think the Ace of Spades is in half of these. In actual fact, I think the Ace of Spades is in half of these. So, bearing in mind the cards are being cut, shuffled overhand, shuffled, riffle shuffle, the Ace of Spades really is lost, but I think it's in half of these. I'm going to try and find it for you. Now, some of you may think this is no great shakes finding the Ace of Spades in this fashion, but let me tell you, it's extremely difficult. There's one card left here, and that should be the Ace of Spades, and it is. Well, that's pretty good. But if you get the Ace of Spades, wouldn't it be nice to get these cards here, a Royal Flush and Spades? That can't be beaten in a game of poker. When I was a young boy at school in the 1960s, in the chemistry lessons, they taught us all sorts of weird and wonderful things. One of the weird and wonderful things is that oil and water don't mix. You put oil and water together and they separate. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? And it's the same with the playing cards, by the way. Reds and blacks don't mix. Well, they don't mix for long. So think of the blacks as black oil and the reds as, I don't know, the Red Sea. It's easy to remember that way. Now, these are already mixed, red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black. They're already mixed, alternating red and black. So from the top, it's a red and black, and red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black. And for the skeptical ones out there, these ones on the right are all the black cards. So these are all the oil cards on the right, oil there, and the ones on the left here are all the red cards, which are the water cards. So 5 reds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 reds and 5 blacks. Now I'm going to mix them openly. So red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black. Now if I shake the cards, they're going to unmix. They really will. So from the top, I've now got black, 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 and black. And these ones here are now red, 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 and red. Like I said at the beginning, oil and water, reds and blacks, don't mix. If you'd like to know how to control cards in a game of poker, let me show you. The first thing you have to do is to shuffle the cards. It's always very important, but whilst you're shuffling, you need to get control of the best cards in the deck. Well, the best cards in the deck, generally speaking, are the aces. And I should have got the aces right there. That's the first thing you have to learn. The second thing you have to learn is to be able to run control cards. Now, what that means is this. Let's assume we've got 5 players. Well, you double the number of players plus 1, and then you have to run that amount of cards like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because we had 5 players, double that plus 1 is 11. Now you have to run 1 less. So that's 4. Then the number of players, that's 5. 1 for luck, and then 5 again. And I should have done it. And I guess I ought to just to make sure that I have done it. And I think I have done it. Now watch very closely here. I'm going to deal the cards. There's no false deals or anything. And I get myself an ace in my hand. I get a second ace. You see, I get a third ace. I get a fourth ace. And of course, the last card, it doesn't matter. Now, that's good. But obviously, when you do it in real time, you have got to do it without any of that showing. Okay, so let's try the game. So I'm going to give the cards a shuffle. You can probably see me, I'm talking to as I'm doing this, but I'm actually controlling those cards once again. But it's never a good idea to deal the best hand to yourself. It's always best to deal it to a partner. That's how it works in the real world. So let's assume the third person is my partner. So 1, 2, 3, this one here. The third person is my partner. And I should be able to get him the best hand. Now, if I've done this correctly, there should be, look, no ace there, Oh, there's an ace there. There's an ace there, and there's an ace in there. That's not so good, but I did say I'd deal my partner the best hand in poker. And the best hand in poker is a royal flush in spades, and that cannot be beaten. Now I'm going to try and locate the aces again. I'm going to spell for them, starting with ace of diamonds. ACEOFDIAMONDS, and there's the four of spades. Oh, hang on a second, that's not right. Four of spades, sorry about that. Oh, I know, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to spell the word "the" at the beginning of the spell. So I'll go for the ace of clubs this time. THE, the ACEOFCLUBS. And it's the darn four of spades again. I don't get that at all. So I'm sorry about this, folks. I'm normally pretty good. Let me try it again. I'll try it this time. I'll spell the ace of hearts. Big apologies. THE, the ACEOFHEARTS. Four of spades again. No, I'm not too sure about this. I'm going to bury it. Look, that's gone. In fact, look, I'll shuffle those into the deck. That really will mix them up. Apologies for this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to shuffle them like they do in America. It's usually called a riffle shuffle, but I'll do it in the hand so you can see how fair this shuffle is. And I think you've got to admit, those cards are pretty well and truly shuffled. Look at that. The next, yeah, okay. Now I'm going to find the last ace. The ace of spades, and I'm going to find it in half the deck. So in this half of the deck, I will find, in actual fact, I'm going to find the ace of spades in half of these. I'll whittle these down. Sorry about the four of spades keep appearing. That is embarrassing because I'm normally pretty good at this and I can't revert myself here because this is live. Oh dear, dear, dear. Look, I'll whittle these down to try and find the ace of spades. In actual fact, I'll whittle these down to find, sorry about the four of spades, folks. I'm going to whittle these down to find, and I think I've got it. I've got one card here, and that should be the ace of spades, and it's the bloody four of spades again. Well, I'll tell you what, let me try and redeem myself by doing this and getting the aces that way. And I've done it. Well, now, folks, I need a card chosen from the deck, and if I had a spectator here, a spectator would choose a card from the deck, so everything is kosher here, so you're going to have to just trust me. So take any card you want, let's assume that one, and it is genuinely a free choice. Now, I'll look away as you look at it on the monitor, okay? I don't want to be accused of cheating here. So have a good look. Can you see the card? You got it? Okay. Now, I'm going to try, well, I'm going to let you do it, actually. What I'd like you to do is to cut the deck wherever you want and turn that section face up, and that is totally free choice by the spectator. Now, let's have a look at the cards you cut to. You cut to that one and that one right there. Now, your card is going to appear between those two cards. And it's going to appear between the two cards. Well, these are the two cards you cut to. Oh, and they're the red aces. Well, from a shuffled deck of cards, you cut anywhere, you cut to the red aces. That's pretty good, isn't it? Is that enough? You still want your card, don't you? Okay. If I spread the deck, you'll see there's two black aces in the face up, and one card between them is a jack of clubs. Is that yours? I thought so. It's so strong that you may think it's done with marked cards. It's not, or cards with marking, it's not. It's a free choice of a number, and when the spectator shuffles the card, it's a free shuffle as well. But I'm going to start by giving the cards a shuffle, and I'd like you, the spectator, to hand me about half the deck. We'll just work with half the deck. So the spectator gives you, let's say, that amount there. Now, there's about 25, 30 cards there, so give me a two-digit number. 16? Okay, we'll deal with the 16th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, I want to randomize this even more. I'm going to have the digits of 1 plus 6, and we get 7. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 7th card. That's your card. Now, I'd like you to take these two bunches of cards and shuffle them so the spectator freely shuffles these cards. Now, what I would like you now to do is to deal the top 4 to the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bearing in mind you shuffle the cards. I believe that there to be the 8, the 9, the Jack and the Queen of Spades right here. The 8, 9, Jack and Queen of Spades. Let's have a look here. I'm right. Look, there's the 8, there's the 9, there's the Jack, and there's the Queen of Spades. And your freely chosen cards right here is the 10, and that creates a straight flush in poker, which can barely be beaten. This trick is all about royalty. What I mean is this. I've got the 4 kings and the 4 queens out the deck, okay? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 queens, and the 4 kings go on top. Now I'm going to mix these. and so therefore I won't know the order of the kings and queens, but I'm going to try and cut to a queen. I'm going to try and cut to a queen. So if I cut here, I think I've got the Queen of Hearts. That's pretty good. I'll do it again. I'll cut to a queen, I think about here. Oh yeah, I've got the Queen of Diamonds this time. That's pretty good. Let's do it again. I'm going to try and cut to a queen. Yeah, Queen of Clubs. Not bad, eh? And one last time. No, but here, I think that's it. And there we have the Queen of Spades, all 4 queens. That means I've got the kings over here. In actual fact, I've done a double switch on you because over here I've got the 4 queens, which means the 4 kings are down there. No, in actual fact, these cards down here are the 4 aces. You know, sometimes it's nice just to use a bunch of cards from the deck as opposed to the whole deck. And for this, I've got 5 red spot cards, and I've got the raw flush in spades. So 10 of spades, jack of spades, queen of spades, king of spades, and the ace of spades. And the ace of spades is the leader. Now, I'll leave the remainder here. So 10, jack, queen, and king. Now, on top of the ace of spades, I'm going to place a spot card, and I'll place the 10 of spades right here. Now, that 10 of spades will vanish, and look, it really has gone. Well, it hasn't really gone. It's actually down here with the ace of spades. I'll do it again. Look, I'll place a spot card right here, and the jack here, and that jack will vanish. Well, like I say, it won't really vanish. It will just reappear down here. I'll do it again. Look, spot card goes down here, place the queen here, and that queen will leave this group over here, and it really has gone, which means it's down here. Look, I can do it one last time. Look, I'll place a spot card right here, place this card right here, that's the king, and that king will vanish. I mean, look, it really has gone. There's no king there, which means down here, it must be right there. 10, jack, queen, king, ace of spades. We've got the aces out of the deck, and the spectator does all the cutting here, okay? I'd like you to take the deck and cut a bunch of cards to beneath the ace of clubs, some beneath the ace of diamonds, some between the ace of hearts, and some beneath the ace of spades, and the spectator does the cutting. Look, I'm going to take the ace of spades and cut it into the packet, thereby losing it. I'll do the same with the ace of hearts. I'll cut it into the deck, thereby losing it. It really is getting totally lost there. I'll do the same with the ace of diamonds. Let's cut that into the deck as well. And then I'll do the same with the ace of clubs. The ace of clubs goes in, and that gets lost into the deck. Now, they really are lost, and they really are. But I'll also shuffle the cards as well, just to make sure they really are mixed. Now, I'm going to find ace of clubs, A-C-E-O-F-C-L-U-B-S, and there's the ace of clubs. Let's find the ace of hearts, A-C-E-O-F-H-E-A-R-T-S, and there's the ace of hearts. Let's do it again, look, with the ace of spades, A-C-E-O-F-S-P-A-D-E-S, and there's the ace of spades. Look, if I give these cards a cut, I'm going to find the ace of diamonds by bringing it to the top. Oh, it's a 9 of diamonds. Hang on, it's an indicator. It's a 9. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's the ace of diamonds, folks. And remember, I shuffled the deck. You did all the cutting. That's a miracle. I've often wondered how card cheats cheat in places like Las Vegas when they switch cards in from one group to another. And I'm going to show you how they do it using just 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I've got the 4 kings and the 4 eights. They contrast in appearance. So I've got the 4 kings, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll leave the kings in full view over here. That leaves the 8s right here. Now, I am going to switch them so I end up with the kings over here and the 8s over there. And it's quite a hard thing to do, but watch very closely. I think I've already done the first one. I better prove it to you, I guess. So over here, I've now got 1 king. Let's do it again. I've done the switch. You probably didn't see it. I've done the second king. The third one is quite hard. Did you see me do it? Okay, well now over here I've got 3 kings and 1 8. So let's try the last one here, which is always the hardest. I've got the king of diamonds and the 8 of hearts. The 8 of hearts, watch this. All I have to do is flick the card. That switches it. I've now got the king of clubs. So over here I've got all 4 kings. In actual fact, I've just done another switch on you, because over here I've now got the 4 8s. Oh, that means the 4 kings must be over here. But I've done another switch on you, which I don't think you saw, because over here, I've now got the 4 aces. They're the best cards in the deck. I've often talked about oil and water, and the fact they don't mix, because it's something I was taught when I was at school. I had a thrilling time at school, teaching things like oil and water, logarithms. Oh, it's fantastic. What a time we had. Amazing. But anyway, let me just show you what I mean by that. Using, I use 5 red spot cards. and I'm going to use five black spot cards. So the red cards represent water, so you can think of the Red Sea, and the black spot cards represent oil, black oil. That's easy to remember. So it's 5 red spot cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red spot cards, and 5 black spot cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to mix them like this. So black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, and red. So from the top it's red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, and black. So let me just take off these cards here. I'll take top 5 cards and place them aside, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here. So watch closely. All I have to do is this. Instantly, these cards here all become red spot cards. Those are the red spot cards. These must be the blacks here. Well, they are the blacks, but they're the best blacks you can get in a game of poker, folks. This is a raw flush and spades. This, folks, is one of the little tricks of mine I like to do just to practice from now and then. And I just need 2 sets of 4 of a kind, contrasting. So I'm going to use the 10s, the 4 10s, and I think I'll use the 4 queens as well. So let me find those very quickly, as quick as I can. Oh, there they are. Okay, so the 4 10s and the 4 queens, that's what I'm going to use. Now the queens I'm going to leave on the deck. So there's the queens, 4 queens. I'll leave those on top of the deck. And I've got the 4 10s here. Now, I'm going to spread the 10s. I'm going to interlace the queens amongst them. So a queen, then a 10, a queen, and then a 10, a queen, and then a 10, a queen, and then a 10. So they are interlaced. So from top, queen, 10, queen, etc., etc. Now, over here, I'm going to place the queen, a 10, a queen, and a 10, and the queen and the 10, the queen and the 10 here go on top of the deck. And just in case you're skeptical, they really are there. Queen, 10, queen, and 10. This lot here, going to do some magic. So I've got 4 cards, the queen, the 10, I've got 5 cards here. Oh, hang on a second. I know what I've got here. I've got the 10 of spades, the jack of spades, the queen of spades, the king of spades, and the ace of spades. That's a raw flush. So how about a game of poker? I'll play a cutthroat game of cards with you. If there's somebody here, that would be great. There isn't, so you're going to have to trust me with this whole thing here. But I'm going to need a few cards. Let's use, just a bunch of cards here. Now, look, I'm going to draw 2 to the table. It's a free choice. Which one do you want in your hand? And it is a free choice. You want that one there? Okay, fine. Let's do it again. Which one do you want? Totally free choice. You want that one this time? All right. Let's give these cards a bit of a mix, and I'll tell you what, which one do you want this time? You want that one there? Okay. Now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to take cards from the bottom to the top, and you just say stop on any card that you want. Well, now there, okay. Let's have a look to see what you've left me. You've given me a jack, a 6, a 4, and a 4. That's a pair of 4s. That's not great. Let's see what you've given yourself here. Well, you've given yourself, well, that's pretty good. From a shuffled deck, the 4 aces. I don't want to play cards with you. This routine, folks, is from my book Card Wonders, and it is a real fooler. It's a real fooler because any card can be chosen, and it really is a totally free choice. So I'll spread through the deck, and the spectator can choose any card they want. So let's assume they go for that card, but they don't even have to look at it, by the way. That is a free choice. We'll leave it right there. Now I'm going to find it using colour, suit, and value. I'm going to locate it and name it using colour, suit, and value. So C-O-L-O-U-R, colour, suit, S-U-I-T, and value, V-A-L-U-E. So the top card here will tell me the colour of the card, and it's a black card. This will tell me the suit, and it's a spade, and this will tell me the value, and that's a 6. So therefore the card has to be the 6 of spades, and it is the 6 of spades. That's a miracle. That really is very strong. But actually, the routine doesn't end there. But to find out what else happens, you're going to have to go. The card queens out on the table, and with each queen, I'm going to place a few cards. So a few cards go here, a few cards go here, a few cards go here, and a few cards go here. Now I'm going to make the queens vanish from each packet. Let's see if I can do it. Let's have a look here. Yeah, no queen there. Let me have a look. I'll try again. No queen there. Gone. No queen there. And over here. No queen. Queens have gone. So you're probably wondering where the queens have actually gone. Well, let me try and find them. I'm going to spell to the Queen of Diamonds. THEQUENOFDIAMONDS, and there's the Queen of Diamonds. That's pretty good. The next queen should be over here, and it is. The next queen should be over here, and it is. And the last queen should be over here. Oh, and it isn't. What do I need? Queen of Spades. Oh, I can spell that. QUEENOFSPADES, and there's the Queen of Spades. All 4 queens have been relocated. I'd like to show you another, once again using the aces. And now beneath each ace, I'm going to place a bunch of cards. A bunch of cards goes beneath the ace of clubs here. I'll place a bunch of cards beneath the ace of hearts there. A bunch of cards beneath the ace of spades, oh, and what the hell, the rest beneath the ace of diamonds. Now I'm going to lose the aces into each of these little groups here, starting with the ace of clubs. The ace of clubs goes in, and you can see that it really is lost. The ace of hearts goes here, and that gets buried. The ace of spades goes there and gets buried. The ace of diamonds goes there, and that gets buried too. They are all well and truly lost. But I'm going to try and make the first ace reappear by turning face up when I do this. And if I spread the cards, you will see, oh, it's the 7 of diamonds. That's not so good. Well, maybe the 7 of diamonds here is an indicator card. I think it is. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 7th card there, and that's the ace of clubs. So that's pretty good. I'll do it again. I'll make the next ace turn face up. If I do that, there is the ace of hearts. I've made it turn face up, so that's successful. Look, I'll give the cards a shuffle. Now, to get the third ace, the ace of spades, I need the word magic to do it. MAGIC, and there we have the ace of spades. Now, to find the last one, the ace of diamonds, I'm going to need just half the deck, and that's half the deck right here. In actual fact, I think I just need half of these. I'm going to find the ace of diamonds. It's always the hardest one to find the ace of diamonds. I am going to do it for you. Let's try this. I think it's probably, in actual fact, I think the ace of diamonds is in half of these cards here. I'm going to break these down a little bit more. I think it's probably in half of these cards here, the ace of diamonds. In actual fact, if I do this, I'm left with one playing card here, and that should be the ace of diamonds, and it is. If I get the ace of diamonds, wouldn't it be nice once again to get the other aces by doing this? And there they are, all 4 aces once again. We already know from the heady days of school that oil and water don't mix. Oh, those were exciting times, weren't they? You put oil and water together and they separate. Fascinating stuff. It's the same with the playing cards. I've got red and black, red and black, red and black, red and black. That's alternating. Now I'm going to start by putting red and black to one side. So over here we've got, as you can see, black, red, or red, black, red, and black. Let me show you something amazing though, because all I have to do is shake these cards, and instantly these all become red cards. 4 red cards, which is the water cards. But you see, I can unmix them, because if I do this, they go back to being black and red, black and red. That's pretty unusual, isn't it? And as for these ones over here, well, I don't know, these are the 4 queens, which you can use in a game of poker. When I work, I always like to start with an observation test. I do that to make sure people aren't inattentive or maybe had a few drinks. It helps me work out the scenario before I start performing. And this is what I like to do. And I need the kings for this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need the 4 kings for this, and they will help me along here, as you will see. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the observation test is this. You don't have to remember the suits, it's just the colours. So I'm going to place a black king on the table. Black king goes down first, and on top of it a red king. So black and red, okay? And in my hand that leaves the other red and the other black one, all right? So it's red, black, or black, red, the way you look at it. Are you watching? Did you see that? In actual fact, none of you are watching, none of you saw that, because actually in my hand I've got myself the 4 aces, and that is why you've got to watch closely.